Yo, world, what's up? We're back at it again with another episode of Creatornomics, and today I'm here with Tim. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing.
Hi, well, I'm the CEO of Hagley Watches. I'm currently here in the States trying to grow my brand.
That's what's up, man.
Exciting.
So what got you into the watch game? Kind of, can you tell us a little bit about when you started liking watches and how
Sure.
that kind of turned into a business?
Well, first off, it was somebody else's idea. Somebody else I was chatting to told me that he wanted to grow a watch company. And I said, okay, tell me about it. We looked into it. I saw a huge opportunity. Didn't really know what I was doing. I'd never done anything like this before.
What were you doing before?
Yeah.
I was running a really boring IT business.
Oh,
I've been an entrepreneur since the age of 30.
Okay.
So over 20 years now. And I was running an IT service business in the UK, B2B, very bored with it. I was actually semi-retired by the time I came up with this idea.
Okay.
So in my 40s, I was just spending time with my kids, working 1 day a week. Quite an easy life, to be honest. And then I had to give it all up.
Bug came back.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't think the bug ever went away. It was just there. It was just in the background, just lingering in the background. And then I just thought, let's go for a challenge. What bigger challenge is there for an entrepreneur to grow a global brand? That is the ultimate challenge. I thought, right, can I do it? I don't want to go through life and look back and have a regret not going for it. So,
When you say that you saw a massive opportunity, like what like metrics and what type of things made it a massive opportunity in your brain?
do you know what? It was really easy to see because I thought watches. I didn't see it as a really big opportunity. And then I just literally Googled and it said 2 billion watches a year are sold worldwide. And I thought, bloody hell, that's big. And that was it. That was it.
Like, that's the only number I need to hear, 2 billion.
2 billion a year worldwide sold. I thought, I'll have a bit of that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So is the business that you do, is it like reselling, or do you guys actually manufacture and sell as well?
Okay, I design everything. I outsource manufacturing. So it's my own brand. If you're growing a brand, you have to own the IP.
Yep.
You can't label somebody else's products. You can't just buy and sell products.
There are a lot of businesses like that, though, like
Sure.
shoes and stuff, but that
But not
wasn't
a
what you guys
brand.
wanted to do.
Sure,
Right.
but I mean, if you look at Nike, they design their own shoes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If you look at Gymshark, they design their own T-shirts. It's all about owning the IP and making sure that you have that value.
That's amazing. So walk me through the journey. I come from the fashion world before I came into marketing. So I used to have my own line and manufacture everything in Peru. So a little bit more familiar with our world, not necessarily watches. So how do you come with the idea to then find the right distributors, manufacturers? Like, it's especially coming from IT, it's also selling goods is very different.
Yeah, I mean, do you know, it's quite a simple process.
Okay.
It all starts with Google. How do I make a watch?
YouTube video.
So Google helped us the whole way. All right, so Google.
Okay, yeah. It's an amazing tool, Google. I get asked a lot of questions. I get asked by a lot of people, how do you start a business? How do you do that? I said, just Google it.
Okay.
All the answers are there. So when I wanted to start this brand, I thought, right, I want watches. Right, how do I make them? How do I get them made? And then you just Google it. And then you find different manufacturers from all around the world. There's loads of places you could go to manufacture goods. And you just have to find the right manufacturer. You have to make sure the communication's good. You have to make sure the price is good. You make sure that they can scale with your business. Make sure they have quality products, that they treat their employees right, things like this. Just, basic things. So I scoured the earth trying to find places that could make the watches. And then we put it into place. And we started manufacturing and we sell everything online.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So talk to me, and you design everything. You said, had you designed anything before? What was the creative process?
Right. Well, that was the other thing I wanted to do. I said about the ultimate challenge for an entrepreneur. The other thing was that in IT, there's no room for creativity, really.
There's no aesthetics.
You're shifting boxes at the end of the day. And I had this creative itch. I'd always loved art. I always liked doodling and doing a little bit of art. I designed, this is all I designed before. I designed a mirror for my lounge. Some years ago, and I thought I liked that. And because I liked it so much, I then designed a coffee table to match it, and that was it. Those are the only things I had ever designed in my life and made. And then I just thought, gosh, this should be fun. I didn't realize just how much detail goes into a watch until I started doing it. How many how a little change can totally change the aesthetics. So yeah, I just got a pen, because people ask me, how do you design it? What software do you use? So
I was going to ask. So you draw it on a piece of
yeah,
paper.
yeah, a piece of paper and a pen. I'm 52 years old.
Yeah.
I don't know how to use this software. I haven't got a clue. So I just design them, and then I got an IT guy that puts it then into a digital image.
Okay.
And then that's when we can really start having some fun with it.
Playing around with
Yeah.
the pieces.
I mean, I literally, I draw these images, I photo them, I send them to him. We go on a Zoom together. He brings up the software.
Nice.
And he says, right, this is what I've taken from your drawing. I say, okay, let's make that thinner, make that bigger, let's change this. And then once we've got the shell of our watch, we can then start adding different colours to see what colour combinations work. So that's the process. The whole process from thought idea to start manufacturing is around about 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
Because I like to sleep on an idea.
Yes.
You get an idea and think, oh, that's good, but hang on, I'll leave it for a few days and see what happens.
So do you basically you have a new watch every 4 to 6 weeks? Is that the goal? Is to come up with a new watch basically on that time frame? Or
Yeah, no, I mean, no, I don't continuously design. I have specific times in the year where we launch new
Do you
new
run by
watches.
seasons? So like, do you spring and fall, or what's the cycle that you're?
Yeah, it's almost
Yeah.
it's not quite the same as clothing
Yeah.
because you've got heavier night clothing and different colours for different seasons. For the watches, it really goes on working around Black Friday.
I was just gonna say around the event. So it's like Black Friday and Father's Day are probably your biggest.
Yeah, it's e-commerce driven, so
Yeah.
it's like driven by the market. So we do. One of the things with e-commerce is it's so massively weighted towards Black Friday.
Yes.
Percentage of sale turnover. So what we look at is say, okay, well that's one big event. We need new watches coming up for that event, but we need to break up the year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I did an event just the other day. I launched 9 new watches about 10 days ago, week and a half ago, something like that. So we have that event which comes up in April, and then we have an anniversary event, which is an event that we created ourselves to celebrate the anniversary of the business. We're going to be bringing out new ranges then. So I try and keep the new ranges coming out to 3 times a year.
Okay, that's awesome. So wait, let's take it back. So you had the idea, you found your guy, you Googled your manufacturers. Let's talk about, launch day.
Right.
How did that go?
I was so deluded. I thought, right.
You're like, we're here and the money's just going to come.
Well, yeah. I'm going to press this button. It's going to fire. I'm going to go upstairs, have a shower, put my feet up, come back down. I'll be a millionaire. I kind of had that delusion, to be honest. Not quite that far, but yeah. I mean, when I started, I had a Facebook page, my own personal Facebook page, and it's really funny when you start a new venture and you see friends and you say, I'm starting a watch company. Everybody says, oh, I'll buy one. Because they just want to say that to make you feel better.
Yeah.
So you're going into launch day thinking, God, there's about 300-400 people that say they're going to buy one.
Yeah.
Right, let's go. So I launched it from my kitchen in a little village called Greens Norton in Northamptonshire. I had a little farmer's cottage, basically. And sat in my kitchen. I went live on Facebook to my 238 followers, and I was there live, and I was thinking, right, this is going to be massive. Press go, and first sale instantly. I thought, bloody hell, that came really quick. Oh, it's a bloke from the pub down the road. It's Greg. It's my mate.
Yes,
He's bought the first one.
Yeah.
Bing, there's a second one. Oh, it's Tim. That's the guy I went to college with 20 years ago. He's bought one, and we sold 6 watches in the first 5 or 6 minutes.
Wow.
And I was like, gee, this is fantastic. So at that stage, I dropped off the live and thank you very much. And I did literally, I went upstairs and I had a shower and I felt good. I thought, I'll put my gym kit on. Right, I'm coming down now. How many more watches have you sold? Oh, we haven't sold any more. We're still on 6. And then I went off to the gym. I came out. We're still on 6. And we didn't sell another watch for 6 weeks.
Oh, wow.
So 6 in the first 5-6 minutes, and then not a sausage for 6 weeks. We sold a few more, and then I went another 83 days without selling a single watch.
Oh, wow.
Apart from to friends and family. And I just thought, shit. And also during that stage, I probably blew 15 grand on advertising.
Okay.
Where were you
Yeah,
advertising?
yeah. Tell us a little bit about the
Facebook, Facebook and Instagram.
Well, Facebook ads, were you managing everything yourself?
No, I had a business partner when I first started.
Okay.
And he told me, right, this is how it works.
Okay.
I've seen Gary V. I know how it works. You put the post out, business comes in. We back it up with money. I said, okay, because when we first started the business, I was only ever going to be the money, and the other guy was going to be the running, because I didn't know anything about social media.
Right.
I didn't have an Instagram page. I only had Facebook, so I could show pictures of my kids to my mum.
Yeah.
You know, grandma needs to see her kids. So that's all I had. And so this guy was saying to me, oh, you do this, we'll put money in. Right, we'll put this amount of money in, we're going to get this return. Oh, that's quite easy. We'll start with £15,000. We blew it in about 3 weeks.
Were zero sales, or were there some sales?
No, there's
from
zero
that?
sales.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely zero. Carousel ads, pictures of watches. And I sort of went away and I looked at it. I thought, this isn't working. It went on for a bit of time. I just became a student. And I thought, right, I need to know what the hell's going on here. I've done B2B businesses where you pick up phones, you make relationships, you get a big contract with one company, and it's worth like £500,000.
For a while, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I need to sell a watch for between 100 and 200 bucks. So I need thousands of those to come in. So I just became a student, and I just kept watching it. And then I started watching Gary Vee as well. He was a big influencer for me, because he was the first time I actually saw someone and thought, God, this guy thinks like me. I agree with everything he's saying. I think like that. Right, okay, I'm going, right, this is going to take a bit of time.
That's great.
This isn't going to come overnight. And then that's when I realized, I thought, right, I need money. I need to control this. I need to give up my comfortable lifestyle. I need to give up my other business. I need to be on this 100% of the time. I need to focus and study on social media, and I need to become good at it. And I need to be able to relate and contact the biggest audience possible. And not only contact the biggest audience, but develop depth of that audience as much as I can, the connectivity.
Absolutely.
So that's when it all started.
Wow. So, okay, then we're past 83 days. You're now studying.
Yeah.
When do you feel was like the first, like, okay, big break, and it's not just Greg from the pub? Like, more people are coming in and they're buying.
Right,
and you start feeling the traction.
Well, it was about 18 months after launch. It was pretty hard for me, because the guy that I was in business with was a friend, and he just wasn't the right person.
Yeah.
Got it.
And that was tough, because I realized that, one, I'd have to get my comfortable lifestyle. Two, I'd have to sort of demote him in a way and take control of the reins of the business.
Yes.
That was a difficult thing. So yeah, about October 2018, I made that decision, which was tough, because it was either do that or drop it.
Right.
That was a crossroads, you know. Do I go for it, or do I
just
drop
let it
it,
go?
or do I just continue my my comfortable life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought, no, sod it, let's go for it. And then that started a year-long process of building up an audience on Facebook and Instagram, because we missed the organic reach on Instagram and all that kind of thing. So for the next year, I built up the story behind the brand, built up the audience. I did that through cricketers. Cricket's a big sport in the UK.
Nice.
And so I met loads of cricketers. I flew out to Dubai, met loads of cricketers.
How did you meet them? You were just DMing, or like what was just DMing and saying, hey, I got this brand. I think we could have a good partnership, or
Yeah, I went down to games. I mean, I'm a cricketer.
okay.
Nice.
But I'm a social club cricketer. I'm not professional by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
You know, I enjoy cricket followed by a beer. That's my kind of cricket. So if the cricket community is quite tight knit, and everyone knows somebody. So I managed to get a few introductions. I was introduced to this one guy called JP Duminy, who's a South African international cricketer, and we struck up a bond and a friendship. And he started wearing my watches on his Instagram and posting them.
Nice.
So then I went to other cricketers and said, look, if JP Dumini's doing it, can you do it? Oh, I can do it. And then I met a West Indian cricketer, Carlos Brathwaite, who single-handedly won the World Cup for West Indies. I met him and he said, I'd help you. I followed him out to Dubai for a tournament. And then I just was there in Dubai in this hotel for 5 days, surrounded by all these international cricketers. And I thought, well, I've got 5 days to make as many friends.
Perfect.
And on the last day of that trip,
How many watches had you brought in your suitcase?
I bought a whole rucksack full. I bought about
Nice.
I probably about 40 watches with me.
Smart.
Most of my rucksack, most of my bag was watches.
Was
It's just
watches, yeah.
a few t-shirts and watches. So on the last day, I went down to the poolside bar and I sat there, put all my watches up, and I had 25 international cricketers standing behind me. And I said, guys, you take that, you take this.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And I was handing them out. That got us to traction. And then I started building the story. And then I managed to really stalk probably the biggest cricketer in the world, a guy called Chris Gale. He's like the Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Have you heard of Zlatan Ibrahimovic? He's like that sort of standing in the world of cricket.
Okay.
He's he's retired now, but he's probably he holds every record in the book.
Yeah.
And I found him and I said, do you want to become my partner? That's a long story short.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just tracked him all around the UK. We sat down, and then I ended up flying out to Jamaica, signing a contract with him in his bar in Kingston.
Amazing.
And he
That's
said,
a
"Well,
great story.
he said, you start being a partner." Then brilliant. So I then went back to the UK. I then put together a team, a media team. 3-4 weeks later, flew back to Kingston, recorded a video for crowdfunding, and then we broke the crowdfunding world record for our industry. So that process, that was a year from deciding to go for it, October 18, November 19, I launched it just before Christmas, 2019.
What tips would you give for like entrepreneurs trying to figure out how to partner with celebrities or influencers? Like what types of things did you do that you think made that so successful even in a year's time?
Yeah, I mean, it's building up the story. By the time I met Chris Gale, I just pushed my luck with it, really. But I had a background. It's like anything, when you build anything, you start small and you start chipping away, and then you build up that sort of reputation. It's like going to the gym, isn't it? And thinking, right, I'm going to go to the gym for the first time. I'm not going to walk out looking like Arnie. You know, it's going to take years, and you've got to start the small weights and build your way up. And it's the same with anything in any sort of network environment. You can't go straight to the top cold. It doesn't work. You have to show. I mean, I went in 2019. I went to 24 different cricket matches in the UK in 26 days.
Oh my God!
I travelled all across the UK. I turned up everywhere.
You were everywhere. So that was my question. When you say building of the brand and the story, is that at that moment that you got yourself in front of the camera?
I mean, I was already in front of the camera before then. I never had a problem really with talking into a camera.
Great.
I just did it from day one.
Okay.
I look back at some of them now and think, bloody hell.
Maybe,
yeah. There's a lot of hesitation. There's a lot of different things going on. But yeah, just grew it like that. And I find it quite easy because I've got this thing where I just really don't give a fuck really what anyone else thinks.
Great.
Yeah.
And then if you get rid of that, then you can say anything and do it. Yeah, it does. It makes it easy. And also, it makes it easier when you realise that you don't have to make a viral video every single time you pick up the camera.
Yes. Yes. So that's part of something we talk about with a lot of people. It's all about the consistency and kind of what you're saying. You have to, it's the gym. Creators have to put content out consistently to see results.
Yeah.
You just can't do one hit and expect everything else to be the same.
Yeah, those are the three words I live by: consistency, persistency, and patience. Those are the three things. And that's the advice I'd give to anybody. Those are the three things that will build anything.
That's awesome.
So how much of your marketing, like which is your current marketing strategy? Is it you behind a camera, or is it these cricketers, or have you expanded further? Like what's the marketing strategy going forward to continue this flywheel going?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, when I signed Chris Gale, I thought, bloody hell, he's got like 15 million followers. He's internationally known. He's the biggest name. I honestly thought that the brand would be all based around cricket. Chris Gale would post a few pictures and it's just going to go massive.
Yeah.
Didn't happen.
So when someone like with 15 million followers posts, like how many sales do you expect that to drive? Really?
Wow.
It drove zero.
That's crazy.
I mean, not one, zero.
Yeah.
We've sold, I mean, Chris Gale is as big as Usain Bolt in Jamaica. Like Usain Bolt and Chris Gale are probably the two biggest stars in Jamaica.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just huge. We've sold one watch in Jamaica.
Wow.
In all the years. You know,
It was just the wrong market, you think? Like, or
well, what happens is people follow Chris. This comes down to, and this is something I learned really quickly, is the relevance of the audience. The size of the audience is irrelevant.
yeah, it's the demo and the fit.
It's the depth that you can get with the audience. So when Chris Gale puts up that he's wearing a certain watch, no one cares.
Right.
He puts up a video showing him whacking a ball out of the ground in the game of cricket. Everyone goes bananas because that's what they want to see.
Yeah.
You know, if he holds a cricket bat, they go, I want to buy that cricket bat.
Right.
Because I want to bat like Chris
be
Gale.
like
You know, a watch. Well, I don't care what watch he's wearing. I just want to see him hit the ball.
Yeah.
So, also a lot of the cricket audience is in Asia, and there's a lot of price sensitivity around there towards in short terms they can't afford it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I learned very quickly when we relaunched the business in June 2020 after the crowdfund. Took 7 months to relaunch the way I wanted it to. I realised after a couple of months that cricket wasn't going to be the way forward for the brand. It's just not sexy enough sport. You know, it's not like sailing or
Formula One or something.
yeah, exactly. It's not a risk-taking thing or
Yeah.
a thrill adventure. Cricket is a lovely sport, and it's just not sexy enough as a brand. So so I need to drop that pretty quickly, and then I moved on with pushing the story and just documenting the story of what I'm doing. I'm pushing Love Your Journey, which is the ethos of the brand.
Right.
Yeah. And what social platforms have you found the most success on?
Initially, TikTok. During the lockdown, I think everyone saw it when it exploded.
Yeah.
And my youngest son came up to me, he's 9 at the time, and he said, "Dad, do this dance with me."
Oh.
That's how it started for everybody.
I've deleted that video now. But so that was how it started. And I just thought, gosh, this is my moment here. You know, I can get organic reach. I've missed it on Instagram. I missed it on YouTube.
Right.
I missed it on Facebook. This is a new platform. I've got to be all over this 24/7.
That's awesome.
So, I did that.
So what's your content calendar look like now? Or do you do that, or do you just try to post a couple videos? Is there any cadence or anything that you found successful?
Yeah, I mean, we've just exploded a bit on Facebook. I've just gone from 0 to 500,000 followers in a month
Wow.
on Facebook,
Yeah.
which is enormous.
Reposting the same content you already make, or do new types of content?
Slightly new because I'm taking them through a journey and a story. So I'm just evolving that audience at the moment. The main thing I do is promote the story. Promote the brand, and then that gets people. I want to basically get an emotional attachment between my audience,
Of course.
and that's what I build on. At the moment, it's growing so quickly that we were just talking this morning actually with the guys back in London that we need to build a bigger team here. It's the sales gone through the roof, and we need to concentrate more on putting out more content, better content. And have it more structured at the moment. We're still a little bit by seat of our pants kind of way of handling it. You know, it's like, shit, that didn't do right. We got to get a post out. It's like this morning. I was just racing around trying to get an edit done and to get that out. So yeah, I mean, it's happening so quickly, and because I'm documenting what's going on. I don't know what I'm going to be posting over the next week.
It's almost real time.
Yeah, it is.
So going by. So when do you move here?
2.5 months ago, I moved here.
Oh wow.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome.
Cheers.
What was
Thanks.
the catalyst? You figured come and keep growing the brand here will get you further?
Yeah, well, it's as I said, my ambition is to grow a global brand.
Yes.
There's only so far you can take it from a kitchen in Hertfordshire in the UK. But we've sold down to 82 different countries around the world,
Amazing.
which is incredible. But last year I went, right, I want to take on America. So I did 4 trips between September and November, dipping our toes. That was like the phase 1. This is phase 2, 3 months out here.
Okay.
I want to see how this is done. Our growth of our business has been over 1,000%.
Incredible.
You know, we did £500,000 worth of turnover last month, which is
A lot of watches.
so a hell of a lot of watches. Yeah, it's incredible. It's just, I to be honest, I was blown away. I never imagined we'd turn over so much.
That's incredible.
We've basically doubled what our highest possible thought process could be.
Right.
You know, we thought, God, we might be able to do $250,000 in a month. God, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
And doing $500,000 was just phenomenal.
So how big is the team now, and what do you think you have to grow it to?
Okay, well, it's me and 2 other people
Okay.
back in the UK. My son's come out here with me. And this is his gap year in between school and college.
Amazing.
So he's helping me with the filming, but it's just too much for us to handle. I do these challenges. I
Okay.
go somewhere and I just say, right, the first one's to find me and say, love your journey, which is my motto.
Yeah.
We'll win a watch. They're now getting millions of views. I stream them live. They get over 100,000 views live. I'm trying to go to all 50 states.
Okay.
I've now covered 25 states
Okay.
so far. I'm off to Minneapolis tomorrow morning for this weekend. Every weekend, it's just getting bigger and bigger. I was in Pittsburgh a couple of weeks ago, and 155 people are running up to me outside Heinz Field, shouting "Love Your Journey." Which
That's
is
incredible.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That is incredible.
I think in total now in America, about 1,500 people have run up to me shouting "Love Your Journey." I walk down the street and people go past me and go, "Hey, love your journey." It's
Yeah.
incredible.
That's amazing.
And then I also do a silence challenge where I turn up somewhere random. I don't say anything. I just hold a stopwatch, a stopwatch, an actual watch, and I say nothing. I just give out a clue every 10 minutes to where I am,
Okay.
like a visual
On
clue
a live or like on a live stream?
on a live stream.
Yeah.
And this is watched by well over 100,000 people. I do it live on Facebook and on TikTok.
Yeah.
And then I slowly feed out the clues. Then after half an hour, I kind of give a real defining clue
Right.
to where I am. But people are on Google Earth trying to find me, Street View, and all these kind of things. And then I have somebody run up to me and shout "Love Your Journey."
Yeah. So how have you balanced the live streaming content with the, I guess, static posts? Because it sounds like you do a lot of live streaming, which I found is the strongest channel to drive like e-commerce sales.
100%, 100%. Yeah, it's because you develop depth. You can relate to them in real time. And say,
Yeah.
and say what it is, and say, look, this is really me. I'm really doing it. I think the Instagram post of like, let's be an aspiration, right?
Right.
This is an aspirational figure. It's me looking cool with a watch, with a Jag or a Ferrari or something like that. Whereas people don't want aspiration anymore. They want inspiration. They want people they can connect with. I think that's the biggest shift in social media over the last 5-6 years, probably. So yeah, going live helps.
Yeah, for sure.
That's really cool.
What about all like the AI and stuff out there? Is there any use cases or anything from like all that new tech that's people are getting super excited about that you plan on using, or have you looked into it at all?
Yeah, I think AI is my retirement program. No. Well, it's going to retire me. I think AI for business, I see lots of possibilities. I think the biggest thing for an e-commerce business, I think, at the back end of the business, I think will be customer services.
Yep.
I think AI driving customer services will be huge.
That's what I'm using
That's
it for.
exactly what we were
Yeah.
talking about a couple
Well,
pods
that's
ago.
like
Yeah.
my first
Use
practical
case, yeah.
use case that I'm going to try to implement.
Yeah.
With a partner that we have that helps us with customer service.
Yeah, well, if you build a good system, let me know.
I will. We're working on it.
Yeah. I see. This is what I'll do. If you design something good, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
100%. I don't know how to build it, but I just know. I can see customer service is huge. If you have a real-time voice activated customer service that can answer everything perfectly in a monotone, doesn't get angry, doesn't get off sick, is there 24/7, can be heard in every single language around the world, in any accent.
It's consistent.
It's going to solve so many issues.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things growing is with any e-commerce business that the back end has to work as smoothly as possible. If you get an AI on that, I think that'd be brilliant. At the front end, AI could help with watch designing.
Yes.
Because you could just feed in.
You should do an
information.
AI
See what your
designed
sales
watch
are.
and
Yeah.
release it.
Yeah.
People would probably go bananas for that.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen the tech. To be honest, I haven't looked at the technology for the last 3 months. It's probably advanced in the last 3 months.
Yes.
Last time I looked at it, it couldn't do the imagery. But I mean, if you just say to them, okay, based on the information you have for the market in America, what watch would resonate with a 35-year-old middle class man from the Midwest? And they go, bing, he likes this watch. Right, let's make that. I mean, that could be an option. I think also, the manufacturing or the making of posts.
Yes.
Where you just feed in all the videos and just say, make
and
this.
edits it. Into,
The editing is for
I need
sure.
that.
I know that's. I've not played around with it enough, but I think that's just going to save you so much time, especially if you're putting the amount of content that you're
Honestly,
putting out.
Every day I.
You agree?
Yeah, he agrees.
We need AI editing.
Yeah, I wake up every morning and go, oh my God, look how much editing I've got to do.
Yeah.
I've got to put this down. I've got to talk to London. They're editing stuff as well. What's coming back? And then you put out a video and you're thinking, this is not going to work. This video is not quite right.
Yeah.
I just want to press a button.
So what's the end goal with this business? Do you want to exit it at some point? Do you just want to cash flow it? Do you want to give it to your sons to run one day? Like, what are you thinking about doing with this in the long term?
I don't have an end goal. This is a lot of people look at me crazy when I say that. They go, what the fuck? Right. The way I look at it is that my goal with this business is so big, I don't think I'll ever be able to achieve it in my lifetime.
Okay.
I want my brand to be a household recognizable name internationally. When I say I want to go a global brand, I don't have a number on it.
Okay.
I don't have a number on that at all, not in units or dollars or whatever, pounds. I just say, right, I want my brand to be internationally known by everyone, everywhere. Will I ever achieve that? Probably not. But I'm
You got this.
But I'm going to enjoy every step of the journey trying to do that.
Yeah.
When it gets to the stage where I'm no longer enjoying it, or it's just too much for me, or the passion's gone, or the love of it's gone, then I'll step away.
Yeah.
I've got no idea when that'll be.
Yeah.
I think if, as you continue your 25 other states and you grow the US, it makes it a lot faster, a lot easier to get global.
Yeah.
So I think.
And then I guess our last question that we always like to ask is like, as an entrepreneur and someone on social media, like how do you make sure to take care of your mental health? Because that can be like a crazy toxic place and a bunch of, numbers saying this was terrible or hate comments. And so with all of that going on, how do you make sure that you stay in a mentally healthy spot?
Do you know what? That's a brilliant question because loads of people overlook that. As a little point of reference, last year when we did those 4 trips to America, the last trip we did was so tough. In 11 days, we covered 10 places, 8 flights, 3 train journeys. I came back and I was, for want of a better, beat.
Yeah.
That's probably a better word than I was going to use then, actually. Sorry. And it was awful. And it took me a while to get around that. The way on which I handle it, and for example, this trip here is to go easier. We have a base in Brooklyn, and then I travel from there. I come back to my home place.
Right.
But the most important thing for me always is physical health. Last year, all that traveling, I was eating rubbish. I was lots of fast food on the go, no exercise, no gym, and booze as well. That was another thing that crept in. So now, no booze, exercise, rest.
Yeah.
We're big exercise people, so.
But we do booze too.
We do booze
Exercise
too,
and
yes.
booze.
But now that you're my neighbor, I go to a really cool fighting gym in Brooklyn. So if
a fighting
that's
gym.
ever your speed, you can get into some boxing.
If
in
you ever want to
Brooklyn.
get beat up by Andre. All right. Yeah. Well, thanks so much for coming on. This was
Thank
awesome.
you.
And we out.
Subscribe to the latest episode of Creatornomics at infusepod.com. That's infusepod.com.